you want to find a natural way to treat your migraines. Is melatonin the answer? Let's find out. I'm Michelle from Mascara to Midnight. Thank you so much for being here today. I am a beauty channel, but I also have chronic migraines, and I have several videos right there you can go check out. There's some answers in there. Be sure and join in the discussion because we can find answers together. Recently, I was scrolling around the internet and I found an article about a study that was done on melatonin. And the study was that melatonin was as effective as amitriptyline. And I said, holy cow, if this is true, if I could get treatment from melatonin that's also going to help me sleep better, by all means, this is worth trying. I found this article on Pinterest, and oddly enough, it is one of the most pinned Pinterest pins that I have. So I knew it was time for me to try this out. Let me set up the experiment for you so that you understand exactly what was going on. I'm also going to link the article for you below in the description box, so feel free to go check that out. It was a randomized study where a third of the participants took 25 milligrams of amitriptyline, a third took 3 milligrams of melatonin, and a third had the placebo. I want to start by saying 25 milligrams of amitriptyline is nothing if you have chronic migraines. I've been on amitriptyline several times for migraine relief. When I first started on amitriptyline 2 decades ago, it actually gave me a lot of relief. I was on a lower dose then. Since then, I've tried it again, I think twice, and much higher dose, and did not get any more relief again. So 25 milligrams of amitriptyline really isn't that much. So that leaves me to believe that they probably aren't, the people in the study probably aren't chronic migraineurs. But that's okay, because anyone who has a migraine is suffering. I'm not in any way belittling non-chronic migraines. It just lets me think that probably, based purely on what I'm reading and my own intuition, this may not work for chronic migraine. But for me, it was totally worth a try. I enjoy taking them anyway. I like getting a good night's sleep, so taking them every night was not a hardship for me. They taste delicious. These are 2.5 milligram tablets, so what I would do is take one full one and a half of one each night. Now, I did this for 3 months. It's pretty typical with migraine medication to give it a try for 3 months. So if you're doing anything, try it out for 3 months. If at the end of 3 months you're not finding relief, then you probably won't get any. Now, Botox would be the one exception because it is a 3-month situation, but you would want to do that 3 times to see if you're going to get relief. So I decided to do this for 3 months. It definitely couldn't hurt, and I would get good night's sleep every night, which leads me to my second point about this. Because not getting enough sleep can be a trigger for your migraines. So one theory could be, I'm just extrapolating from what I've read, if you are getting a good night's sleep every night, it would reduce your migraines. So maybe the mechanism isn't the melatonin, maybe it's more sleep. So we've got to consider that as well. Regardless, I decided to take it for 3 months and give it a try. So hey, couldn't hurt. Then at the end of 3 months, I decided, you know what? What's it gonna hurt for me to take this for 6 months? And so I continued on for 6 months. For 6 months, I took 1.5 tablets of melatonin every night. Now, the name of my channel is Mascara to Midnight, and it's because I like to stay up really late. So it should be noted that I was not going to bed any earlier than I normally do. I was staying up my normal amount of sleep. So perhaps if I'd have gone to bed 2 or 3 hours earlier, I might have had different results. If the melatonin is working, me getting enough or too little sleep shouldn't have mattered. At the end of 6 months, there was literally no change in my migraines. Now, yes, that is disappointing because if you're anything like me, you do want to find something less than the shots and the medication and all the over-the-counter things, all the prescriptions. You want to find something natural. You know, if ginger is going to heal us, we're going to do the ginger. So it was disappointing that the melatonin didn't work because I wanted it to work. Which brings me to my next point. Sometimes these things work because of a placebo, but if they don't work, then it's obvious that the placebo effect did not account for this. So while this study did show that there was some help for the melatonin, unfortunately, It didn't work for me. With that being said, I do want to point out that every single medication that works for me and you and your neighbor and your best friend isn't going to work for any of the other of us. So just because this didn't work for me does not mean it won't work for you, and I highly encourage you to give it a try. I'm going to link this melatonin for you below. It's delicious, it's relatively inexpensive, and it can't hurt. You're going to at least get a really good, thorough sleep.
And it might help. So what's the harm in trying?
Join the discussion on migraines in the comments because we're going to talk about some other things. I'm always up to questions, answers, videos on migraines because I'm right there with you. If you're watching this video, you're watching it because you either have migraines or you have a loved one with migraines. And I want answers and I want solutions. And there are millions of us with migraines and thousands of us looking for answers, and I'm here to find them. So I'm going to keep trying. You stay tuned for some more migraine videos coming up in the future. Be kind and rewind.